Yep.
Cool. All right. So, Matthew Topping, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. It's the powerlifting edition because you're a powerlifter. And it's going to be a very cool tracksuit you've
Yes.
got there.
Thank you. Representing.
100%. What does that feel like representing?
It's strange. It definitely is strange, especially because I only did my first powerlifting competition, in December. So to be in the same year representing my country after just doing one competition, it's a bit crazy.
It's crazy, but it's earned.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one gets selected if. I was chatting to Reese Limbert earlier, just before you. We're saying that you don't get picked for your national squad only because you can hit numbers that they expect. You get picked because you're a good representative for your country, and it's someone they'd be proud to have on the team.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they do look out for that as well. In
Yeah.
powerlifting, like you're representing your country at the end of the day. Like they want someone there that's gonna give the country a good look, good representation.
That's why I don't get selected because I bring too many dad jokes. So, so
Oh,
tell us.
that's what's fun though. That's what's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it's a proper fun sport. So tell us a little bit about you. Who is Matthew Topping? And then what got you into powerlifting?
Okay, so what got me into powerlifting? It was more, I've always trained. So I'm 22 now. Since
Hmm.
I was about 16, I always played sports growing up. Within school, played sports, and then I started going to the gym when I was about 15, 16, and then I just fell in love with it. It was so much I just ended up stopped playing sports and just went to the gym every day. And all the sports teams were like, "Why are you not coming to train?" Like, "Nah, I'm going to the gym instead."
Right.
So yeah, I've always trained. But it was only in the past probably year and a half. Um, I've met someone actually through work just, and they were a powerlifting coach, and we were just talking about like lifts in the gym and stuff, and I had spoken about my deadlift, and he looked at me and goes, "What did you deadlift?" And then I told him at the time it was 180, and he goes, "But that's three times your body weight," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah." He goes, "Have you ever tried powerlifting?" And I was like, no, I haven't, but like I'd be open to. Like I didn't really know much about powerlifting at this stage. I knew about
Yeah.
the sport roughly, but not too much in detail. And he was like, "Oh, you should come down to one of my powerlifting sessions and give it a go." So I ended up going down, and he was like, "This is crazy. Like without even training a powerlifting style, you're lifting three times body weight deadlift at this stage." And I was like, "Yeah." So it was just one of them things where then he took me on. He's still my coach to this day,
Oh,
and
brilliant.
yeah, I just started training powerlifting style, and obviously then just grew throughout it. And then he was at the time he was like, "Oh, we need to get you into a powerlifting competition," and I was like, "Okay." So we looked at different ones on the calendar, and there was a rookie coming up. So I don't know if different places call different things. In Northern Ireland,
Mm-mm.
we call it a rookie. So it's pretty much you can't take records. It's not like an official competition. It's just one of them ones where you can sort of go have a bit of fun and
Yes.
learn about how it works at the same time. So it was like, oh, you could do that. But then I was like, okay, we'll have a look at that. And then we had a look at the records in our country, and he goes, nah, you can break some of them records. Like, and I was like, okay. So we ended up moving it forward like 2 months, I think, from where the rookie was. It was in November, or in October, November time. So we moved it to the December. So it was like an official one. So we're like, we'll do that, see if you can break any record. And I did. And I did.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
great experience for my first competition, like going out there, not even really knowing. Like I needed someone to tell me exactly what was going on because I'm sitting there like trying to work out how everything works, getting used to the commands because I trained
Yeah.
for so long without commands. It's like he was like, remember, don't push the bench up until they tell you. And I was like, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was great 'cause he was obviously with me, pushing me through it, talking me my way through. So yeah, it was an experience and a half. So it was.
So you're used to having your coach on the side by the tunnel going, wait, wait, wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
100%. So
yeah. That's it. That's it.
yeah, you mentioned that, so you didn't really know much about powerlifting, and it's a point I'd like to ask you about because I think most people, you either know about powerlifting or you don't. And when we talk to people about powerlifting, they go, "Oh, this where you do this with the weight," and you go, "No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
Olympic lifting." So, what was your understanding, your perception of powerlifting before you got involved?
yeah. I did know that powerlifting was about the squat, the bench, the deadlift. I did
Okay,
know about that. I
thank
just didn't
goodness.
really have. Yeah, I did know. I knew roughly what it was about. I just didn't know that there was all these commands you had to go by and all these
Yeah,
rules. That was a side I didn't know. But yeah, it's even whenever I'm telling people like, "Oh, I'm going to Commonwealth Championships for powerlifting," they're like, "Oh, that's great." It's like, "Is that this year?" And I'm like,
yeah,
"No, no." I was like, "That's Olympic weightlifting." They're like, "But what's the difference?" And I'm like, "Oh, it takes some time to explain to people, but yeah, it's definitely a growing sport though. More and more people are sort of learning about it as a
yep,
sport. So even my coach was saying, like, even maybe whenever he started 10 years ago, probably around there, like not like no one barely knew what it was, and now there's
absolutely, yeah.
the odd one that'll know what it is. So it is a growing sport. It is.
Even from our side, going to 2016, I think, we went to Morocco to compete in Africa Champs, so 10 years ago, and we had to try and find ladies to bring with, and other countries were coming just trying to grow the number of women in the sport so there could be balance. And then now, if we
Yeah.
look at it, there are a lot more ladies involved in powerlifting in South Africa. I don't know if it's the same for you guys. I think it's the ladies really love the sport and more people are
Yeah.
getting to know it. I mean, if you look at what New Zealand's doing in terms of how they're growing their affiliated members, it's really great. How's powerlifting doing in Northern Ireland?
Yeah, powerlifting's great. Like it's always a great atmosphere, and especially like there's a lot of female
Mm.
athletes. Like if you go to a competition, it's pretty much a solid 50-50 split
Yeah,
between male to female. Which is nice to see because there obviously is a lot of sports out there which are male dominant or female dominant, but like there is that 50-50 split, and everyone just gets on. It's great in Northern Ireland. Like competitions are so much
yeah,
fun. Like I'll go to most ones even if I'm not competing in them because the atmosphere just being there, like you come away like with a buzz. Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
it's just a great atmosphere. But yeah.
So let's talk about the atmosphere and the community. What would you say to someone who's looking to get involved in a sport? Maybe they're thinking of powerlifting, maybe it's something else. Other than the fitness and the health benefits, what makes powerlifting so special?
Definitely the support. Especially like in Northern Ireland, when you go to a competition, like everyone's supporting everyone. Like they could be your competitors at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Like you could have five people in your weight class and you are battling for first, and they will still be there on the side cheering you on, like
yeah,
wanting you to do well, even though it's like, but if I'm cheering this person on, they're doing well, I lose almost in an aspect. So
yeah,
everyone just supports each other. There's a real like community in it, especially with like the past few months, the like Northern Ireland team that's going over to Commonwealth and
yeah.
South Africa, like they've been meeting up for like squad things, like squad training sessions,
Oh,
and like
brilliant.
just the support, like whenever you're down there, just everyone looking out for each other, like getting on well. It's like it's almost like a massive family in an aspect
Yeah,
where everyone, even if you don't know them, you can talk to them comfortably, and you don't need to be like, can I talk to them? Is this going to be awkward? You know, everyone just talks to each other and gets on. Like they've known each other all their whole life, pretty much.
oh,
But
brilliant.
the sport in Northern Ireland is great. Like it's the community and atmosphere is what would make me want to get other people into it, especially like because other sports you don't have that community and
Hmm.
support where your competitors are cheering you on. They're like, oh, I don't like them because they're my competitor. We're like,
Yeah,
it's like no, everyone just looks after each other and helps each other out.
that's brilliant. And when you come out, you're going to find it's exactly the same at international level as well, where
Hmm.
it's great coming back to comps and you see people you haven't seen maybe for a year or two, and to meet up. That community and that community sense is worldwide. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. What I wanted to ask you about next is getting your kit. What was that like receiving it for the first time?
Oh, it was unreal, especially because our kit has like our initials on the side here.
What? Hang on a
So
second.
like,
That's very
yeah,
cool,
so it's
right?
like getting your own like
Sure.
country on it and like with your name, it's a surreal feeling. It's like I don't think it actually feels real right now until I get there and you see all the different squads for each country and you're with your country. It's like it almost doesn't feel real yet, but like one of them things that made it feel more real is definitely when the kit arrived, just looking at it and being able to wear it out, being like, I've got my name on our country's kit.
Sure.
It's a great feeling. It is a good
Absolutely.
feeling.
Setting up for the podcast for you and then knowing that you were going to put your kit on, what was that like? I mean, your first podcast interview with your national kit on?
Yeah, it felt good. It did feel good. It's like I was like, do I wear it? Do I not? I was like, you know what? Like I might as
Absolutely.
well wear it.
You earned
I was like,
100%.
might as well represent.
Because,
Yeah.
it's,
So no, it
yeah.
feels good.
Oh, good. It's not only the training where you're saying like you just started competing and your career is so short, but it's all the work that you did with the other sports previously
Hmm.
over over all of those years that have got you here as well. And just tell you something, it's for me my favorite. So I'm going to be the announcer at Sun City, but I really think my favorite thing to do is TC, the technical controller. And because I'm not
Hmm.
watching much of the lifting, I'm looking down the tunnel, seeing what's going on, and then bringing the athletes out and getting everyone ready and running back and going, come on, guys, get your kit on. We got to go. And just seeing then standing with the athletes and you're seeing everybody stand with their country in their kit and just they're looking at one another and the comments and the smiles. It's a very, very special bonding moment, whether you're getting a medal or not. Everyone's lining up for their participation medal, and it's a wonderful thing to experience and to see. It's going to be a very, very special experience.
Yeah. No, like that's what I'm looking forward to as well. Is see just being like behind the stage at the start and you're warming up
Yeah.
and seeing everyone else getting on and just like everyone supporting each other. That's what'll be great. It's like I'm used to Northern Ireland people supporting me, but I know it'll be the same. Like you go over and there'll be people from all different countries
Yeah.
supporting you, giving you that pat in the back, like, come on, let's do this. I'm looking forward to that. It's the real like adrenaline boost sort of vibes.
Absolutely. And this comp's going to be amazing because there's Commonwealth and World Masters at the same time. The venue is massive. It's this huge sort of tent indoor arena. I think it's 100 meters by 50 meters. It's huge. And there's 14 warm up platforms. And there's also 4 training platforms. So if you want to come in and do a bit of training, it's not going to interfere with the guys warming up and vice versa. So there's going to be much less pressure at the back to get ready for your lifting, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, no, that sounds
Yeah.
good. That
Yeah.
sounds good because back home sometimes you could have a competition in a wee small gym and it's like there's like 30 people and 2 racks and it's like right,
Yeah.
let's all take turns. Come on, quickly on the
Yeah.
go.
Let's
So
go.
like
Let's go.
you're
Let's go.
putting
Yeah.
on timers for when you need to go next year and the last warm up and it's like right, my timer's going off. You need to go. Let's move.
Yeah.
Let's move.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. We
we
got
great the space and venue.
yeah. You got a minute and a half between your deadlift warm ups. It's not fun.
Yeah,
But that makes it
definitely.
worthwhile. Yeah. So up to date, what's your most fun memory in powerlifting, or what's your most special memory?
Um, Honestly, it's actually not about me necessarily.
Okay.
Probably my coach, obviously, he's the one that got me into powerlifting. I'd be close with him, looks after me, everything. And he was at a powerlifting competition there maybe about 3 weeks ago now, and he had hit this plateau for like his past few competitions where he couldn't beat his squat, and he ended up walking out with a personal best in comp on his squat and his deadlift, and like that to me was just surreal. It's like I was honestly happier to watch him
Yeah.
than me do it, you know? It's like I was just sitting there like so happy for him because I've been at every one of his competitions for the past 2 years, like watching him try and just that surreal moment of how happy he was to actually get a PB in comp after that so long. So that's probably my favorite
That's
moment.
awesome. And I think what you just said there sums up what makes powerlifting so special, right?
Yeah.
It's it's some we want more for others than we want for ourselves. We get under the bar, we want that weight, but then there's everyone else there that you're cheering for and rooting for. So, are there any things you're looking forward to about Sun City coming out that you're planning to do?
Uh, the weather, definitely the weather. We
Yeah.
don't have very hot weather in Northern Ireland. Our summer is not very good, so definitely I'm looking forward to that. And
Uh,
probably because I compete in under 59s, I have to lose a lot of weight each time I compete. So I've lost
okay.
what, like 8 kilo around there to compete.
Whew, okay.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing comp, going
And
back
eating.
to the sun and just eating lots of food.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I think
Yeah.
where I'm staying, there's like 5 restaurants or something it says.
Yes.
So just
So the
every
yeah.
day, just different restaurant.
The great thing with Sun City is that it's a huge resort, and it's you're in a secure environment. You can walk around a lot. There's shuttles between the different hotels. There's the entertainment center, which has got a bit of a mall in it, and a whole bunch of other restaurants. But best of all, honestly, is sitting by the pool and just ordering the room service and the pool service, and they bring you your food while you're at the pool. So it's the best of both worlds. And the water park's open this time. Valley of the Waves. It's going to be epic. A lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it. It might even get up to about 30 degrees. So it's a little bit. It's going to be nice and warm. And
Yes,
bring your suntan lotion though, because
definitely.
the sun can be a little bit intense. Anything about the competition that you're expecting that you're like to share or able to share?
What I'm expecting on the competition.
Yep.
Um, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know what I'm walking into. It's one of them ones, never been international competition before. I don't really know what to expect. So it's just one of them things where I'll take it as it comes, see what happens, and just go with the flow, you know?
Okay. Listen, the arena tends to be a little bit bigger. There's cameras, more cameras, maybe. There's lights and there's cheering. But you walk out of that tunnel, the walk to the platform might be a little bit further, but it's the same rig, it's the same bar, it's the same bench, it's the same weights. And best of all, it's the same commands.
Good. That's what we want. That's what we
Yeah.
want. Yeah, it's always competitions where you're having a thought like obviously we have so many referees in Northern Ireland and
Yeah.
you get to know them and stuff from competitions like who have I got on my bench command? That's what you always want to know. If someone's just gonna give you a 1 second pause or like 5 second pause, it's like there's always someone, you know, that just will go have a cup of tea, come back and be like press.
Yeah, or a pizza maybe. No, that's
Mm,
always the challenge being a ref because especially at the beginning of the bench, it can be a challenge because you want to be consistent. But when you're training your athletes, you want to make sure you do give maybe one. The pause must be 1 or 2 days, maybe not more than 2 days on the chest.
yeah.
And you don't want to bring that to the platform. You want to make sure that it's coming up straight and easy as possible. Yeah. So, is there anyone going that you know that you're going to be hanging out with and spending time with?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I know a few of them from Northern Ireland go in. Not very well, but I do know them. But like, I'm not really worried. Like, I'm going over by myself. I'm not really worried
Mm,
because at the end of the day, I know powerlifting community what it's like. So it's like, even though I've
exactly.
met them 1 or 2 times, it's like I'll end up probably spend time with them. You know, get closer with them. So I'm not really worried that I'm going by myself because the way people are in powerlifting, you can just get on with everyone. So no one come with me, but I'm still looking forward to it. You know.
Absolutely. And I think there is a big possibility you'll probably also get adopted by the South African powerlifting team. The guys tend to do that, and then they'll teach you some rude words in Afrikaans and that kind of stuff and make it a lot of fun. But I know, like the team connections and the bonds are really wonderful. Everyone gets close. And as you said, it's a great community. You know, the one thing with being in the audience with powerlifting is you can go and sit next to any group of people and no, you just start a conversation, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, is there anything from your side that you'd like to share or talk about?
Um. Not necessarily. I'm not too sure. I haven't really thought about it. No, I just Sun City. Is it just like an area which has multiple hotels? Is that what it is?
Okay,
It's like just
so
an area.
Yeah, so if you can imagine, it's like a 2 hour drive from Johannesburg into the South African bush, the African bush. You go through a whole lot of small towns, rural settlements, and then Sun City's in the middle of a giant game reserve. So it's just a massive hotel resort. We are trying to get someone onto the show to talk about it and give some feedback. If I don't get anything from them by the beginning of next week, I'm going to just do my own show. So if you can imagine sort of a valley in a bunch of hills, and there's a dam, and then there's a couple of golf courses, and then these hotels sort of strung out in a windy way around along the road. There's an entertainment center, so you can walk to every hotel. You can take a shuttle. So it's really great. And it's like you've got some great walks on the golf course if you want to go, or runs. And there's a lot of stuff to do. There's the Pilanesberg Game Reserve, which Sun City's in. So you can go on a game drive, see the Big Five. If it's still open, they've got a 2 kilometer zip line, which is a blast. And yeah,
Nice.
you can hire bicycles and the e-scooter things to ride on, segways, and it's a lot of fun. It's really it's a nice place to walk around and explore, and then you can go and visit the different hotels. So like the top hotel is called the Palace, and
Hmm.
the magnificent swimming pool, and just the decor inside, the way it's incredible. I mean, it's probably 30 years old now, and it looks new and modern, very African-y. It's like done like a palace, and that's great to go and visit and see the gardens. And Cascades have magnificent gardens that you can walk around and explore. And what's cool is you can do that at night as well. So even we had the event in winter last year, and if you just have a jacket on and a shirt, you were warm enough. So now in summer, it's going to be more than warm enough to walk around the golf
Yeah.
course at night and stuff. If you're wanting to clear your head or just get some air, it's a great resort. Sometimes we get a lot of monkeys coming in to steal food because you're eating breakfast out in an open buffet. So the security guards come up with their paintball guns. And that's always entertaining. They're not shooting they're just shooting close to the monkeys. But yeah, and the second the monkeys see the gun, they're gone. But might have to
Yeah.
keep an eye on your food. Yeah, the breakfasts are epic. So come hungry.
Yeah. No,
So
I definitely am looking forward to after
yeah,
the comp where I can just eat as much food as possible. It'll probably
oh,
be every night
yeah.
I'll be walking about at 1 a.m. trying to make sure I'm losing weight to
Wait, yeah.
keep the underweight category, but then I'll
So
be eating lots.
are we going to set a bet? Like you're going in under 59s. What are you going to weigh? But before you get on the plane, we can maybe take a poll, do a fundraiser. You're going to get you up to 65, 70. No.
Yeah, I think my ideal is so I'm going to hopefully be about 58 getting on the plane. Obviously, I will
Okay.
put on a bit of weight traveling on the plane,
Okay.
but then I'll come on Wednesday, but I'm not competing till the Sunday.
Okay.
So I have a good few days there, it's just water weight, just get the water weight off,
Yeah.
and sort it out. But yeah, I just need to work out skills, how they work around the area, because I'll need to make sure I'm weighing myself to make sure each day I'm fine, keeping myself there.
So I know the last couple of comps there have been scales at every hotel. Um, I
Hmm.
think there might just be some specific scale venue. So what they did last year is they put the scales in the luggage storage rooms at each hotel's reception. So if you do need to get everything off, you can have a bit of privacy with the door. It's not a scale open to the public. So yeah, that's very, very, very easy to monitor. Harney organizes great
Yeah,
competitions. Never a problem. You'll see.
yeah, sounds good. That
All right.
sounds good.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
then I think my weigh-in's 9, and then I
Okay.
compete first lifts at 11. So that's nice though, because I'd rather get weighed in the morning than
Yeah.
have an afternoon weigh in. So get weighed in first thing in the morning, get
Yeah.
some food in me, compete, and then eat every food I could get in the
You
place.
can get your
So
hands on. Yeah, absolutely. What you might want to do is just sort of you chat to the ladies at the breakfast place and just say, right, you're weighing in at 9. Can they keep some stuff on the side and warm for you, and then go in and get what you need? Because
yeah.
it'll be relatively close. It's about there's shuttles every 10 or 15 minutes, but it's pretty close. It's about a K walk, a 10-minute
Hmm.
walk, a 5-minute walk. So yeah, it's between the venue and the first hotel. So which hotel are you staying in? Cascades, Soho.
Soho, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, yeah,
Soho.
perfect. Yeah, a little bit longer walk, but it's great. So yeah, they're really
Yeah,
accommodating the staff at Sun City. I mean, they'll pack you a buffet. I mean, like a picnic basket to take with you, so it's not a problem. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, that's what I want. That's what I
All right.
want.
Okay, there, perfect. Worst thing, worst case, you just sneak into the referee's room and into the back into the kitchen. Don't tell them I told you that.
I'll not. I'll not.
All right, we'll
I'll
keep
hide
that
in there
between
for
us.
an hour.
Yeah,
Put
yeah,
on my boots.
yeah. Lock yourself in the fridge. Brilliant. Oh, Matthew, thank you so much for your time, dude. We really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Not a problem. It's
That's
great.
awesome. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Hope you did as well. And
Yes.
yeah, go. We're looking forward to seeing you in Sun City and watching you lift. I'll be the announcer, so expect a good bar loaded, and it's a lot easier to announce this one than the Asia Africa Pacific Championship or Asia Pacific Africa Champions. I did butcher some names there, so I think it'll be a little bit better this time around. But thank
Yeah,
you
it
so
should be
much.
a lot easier names.
Yeah, absolutely. But thank you, really, dude. I appreciate your time jumping on so quickly with such short notice, getting us your pictures so we could do the post. And wish you a good flight and an easy water drop and weight drop, so that
Yeah.
no problems from there. All right, take it
Perfect.
easy.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
good night.
You
Thank you
too.
so much, Matthew. Bye bye. Cheers.
See you in South Africa.
You got it.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was fantastic. That was Matthew Topping from Northern Ireland. What a fantastic young athlete. Really looking forward to meeting him in South Africa. Coming out his first international, and he's been lifting for less than a year, if I remember what he said correctly. Absolutely incredible. That's what we love about powerlifting. That's what we love about the sport, that you can very quickly, if you do the numbers that are needed and you bring the right representation as to who you are, a good representative for the sport. And I've never really met a bad representative for the sport. You can come in and have the opportunity early on in your career to represent your country, and that's something that's truly wonderful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. And I think if I jump in quickly, let's tell you who we got on tomorrow. So South Africa time at 9 a.m. we've got Michael Collin, and then at 10 a.m. we've got Lauren Williams, and then in the afternoon at 1:30 South Africa time, all of this is GMT +2. We've got Delith Jones, and then we've got a couple on Saturday evening, 3, and on Sunday we've got 6 interviews. So stay with us. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the wonderful, kind words of encouragement on the social media channels. We do this for you. We do this for our coaches. We do this for our federations. We do this for our wonderful sport. And as a South African powerlifter, I can say we do this for us, because at the level that we're doing this, this is us. We are powerlifting, and we are an incredible sport, and the world needs to know about us, and they need to know about our athletes and our coaches, and what a wonderful community this is to be part of, and what a wonderful place powerlifting is to be. You've been watching Coffee and Conversations with Champions, the powerlifting edition. I'm Nicholas Ingle, and I'll see you tomorrow.